Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. We have Pavel spoiled. Have not watched the video yet. I've seen his animation, but that's it. I couldn't read the English part yet. So let's watch this together. I will link this in the description below if you want to see it yourself from the Epic 7 channel. I don't know why. It's so loud. I don't know why we got this so early, because usually we get stuff like this in like 5 hours or 6 hours, so it's kind of weird to get it this early. Pavel as a 5-star, he is an Earth Ranger, our first actual husbando as a RGB 5-star since Charles, like our first new one. That's insane to think about. He's also another Earth unit as well. We just got Euphine, Alencia, Charles, and now this, so we are getting Earths for days. Hey, let's see, bring it on, bring his skills on. This is Pavel, a young member of the Perlin Raiders. We can see his imprint here is 10.8% something. I'm guessing that's attack. That's the only thing that really makes sense there. We can see nothing secret in the side outside of this person having Adelaide. He runs pretty cool. He looks pretty cool. He's got a big gun. He stands pretty cool. His animation is insane. Oh god, that's even cooler. Did you see that? Watch the background. That's so cool. That is so cool. I really appreciate that. When he's sitting here, does this thing pop up? Oh. Okay. Here we go. Here are our stats. 124 speed. That is bonkers. I'm not sure if this is fully awakened or anything, but 124 speed is absolutely insane. He does get 10.8% attack on regular imprint, and then on the self one he also gets regular attack percent, which is great. 1283 attack, so he's got really high attack as well, pretty low HP, pretty average to low defense as well. Okay, cool. Those are really good stats, I feel like. Really bonkers stats. Ian Litica has the highest speed. Yep, that makes sense. We can expect him to fill the damage meter role. And skill. So this is Storm Bullet. This is his skill 2. Why skill 2 first? Anyway, Storm Bullet grants the caster increased attack for 2 turns before firing a strong blast of wind at all enemies. Damage dealt increases proportionate to the caster's speed. So he is a speed scaling DPS, which is going to be very fantastic. This is also an AoE skill. Soulburn grants him an extra turn, which seems good as well, especially on a 4-turn cooldown. So I think I like this so far. Like, this looks really good. Again, we need to see his scaling. We have no idea if an AoE attack is actually good until we see the scaling. But one thing to note, before we even look at any other skill he has, he grants himself attack buff, so he can soul burn, AoE attack, give himself attack buff, and then get it for a second turn after that. And it's also before firing a strong blast, so he gets his attack buff before he does his AoE, right? So he gets that for his thing, which is awesome. Proportionate to speed. Yep. Yeah, so we have no idea how much damage this is going to do until we see the scaling. Yeah, and it's exactly what it said. Allows him to use his skill 3 right after with attack buff. So Destructive Pursuit swiftly cuts and shoots the enemy. When the enemy is not an elite or boss monster, damage sharing effects are ignored. LOL. I guess this is one way to kind of try to stop SSB. Damage dealt, again, proportionate to the caster's speed. This is a single target skill by the looks of it on a 5-turn cooldown. Tons of damage, all damage bonuses as well. I expect this to hit very hard, and I expect this to one-shot things. So, what I understand, this goes through Aureus, this goes through all sorts of damage sharing like SSB's ability as well. So that seems like a really great sniper, especially at 124 speed. Yeah, that's a really cool animation. I do really enjoy this. Is that SSB? That was, right? Yeah. So I don't know what I think about their way to solve stuff in this game. It's like, I feel like your problem if one character destroys everything. Like, maybe the answer is to kind of change that character instead of like trying to to give direct answers to it. At least it's an RGB this time instead of like Tywin / Bazaar thing we have going on with the ML5 coming out. Yeah, and it clarifies it does hit the Aureus here. What does skill 1 do? Hurricane Sword. Oh, that's Pog. I didn't know he uses a sword on his skill 1. Strikes the enemy with a gun. Oh, just kidding. With a 60% chance to decrease hit for 1 turn. Damage dealt with increases proportion to the caster's speed. So that seems really subpar. But I feel like his skill 1 isn't going to matter as much because he does have 2 active skills on somewhat low cooldowns, one of which can cycle with Soul Burn. Decreased hit chance just feels so bad on a skill 1. And yep, like they said, it's also speed scaling and up to 75%. Oh, so he literally just bashes him with a gun. He doesn't shoot, he just like full cocks him there with his gun. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Pavel is a damage dealer that can deal. Yep, can't read that fast enough. Imprint concentration to himself for attack percent. Yep. Thank you for watching. So interesting. That's really cool. So Pavel's reveal seems really good. I feel like he's got a great skill set just looking at it. Again, we cannot say for sure until we get his multipliers because like a skill can go from like one of the best in the game to like one of the worst in the game depending on their multiplier. So that's something we really need to be careful about, especially for DPS. I'm just trying to find his stats. There we go. So that's something we need to see before we know how good he is, because like if he's not gonna one-shot those people he needs to one-shot, like what good is he, you know? So I foresee him definitely doing what he needs to do. I foresee him taking out the SSBs in those insane SSB comps, maybe sniping specific people. He's also going to be able to snipe Charles with Aureus backup, I'm guessing, and other specific problem units that have damage sharing. Perhaps we'll change the Guild War defense meta as well, because you will be able to handle all those problems, you know, those things that make it so you can't kill somebody because they've got a stupid Aureus, and it's frustrating. So this is a solid answer to that. One thing I'm not sure about is his skill order with on auto. Like, is he gonna go with his skill 2 first and then skill 3 because his skill 2 attack buffs him, or is he just gonna start off with his skill 3? That does make a little bit of a difference too. I don't know about PvE. Like, he does attack buff himself, he does have AoE, but he has no debuffs on his skill 2 or skill 3, and I don't think he's gonna be the best for PvE. You're obviously not using him for Wyvern. If you use him for Asymmaticus, I mean, I feel like there's better options. Banshee might be okay, but again, I feel like there's better options. So I feel like he's kind of strictly a PvP unit, like a Guild War offense, Guild War defense, maybe depending on how much damage he does. With 124 speed, you could snipe some people off pretty quickly. Maybe an RTA unit, maybe an arena offense unit. I don't think arena defense, though. It's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up. So people are going to ask whether or not you should pull for Pavel. As of right now, I can't answer that. I don't know the right answer. I think the general answer, for one, if you've been waiting for a Husbando and you want to show Husbando support, absolutely go for it. For two, if you're 100% wanting somebody to just handle SSB, like you're so tired of seeing SSB that you just want to kill her every single battle you see her in. And with his speed, you probably don't even need a booster. Like, you could essentially go Oxlots and Pavel for the one-shot, or you could just put him at like 230 speed with 124 base with enough damage to one-shot anyway. You could also maybe even book or double book. I'm not sure how many books it takes to do skill 2 into skill 3 in Guild War offense. It's another option. But overall, I think he's definitely going to be one of these units that we need to see his multipliers first. But if you're itching to summon, just go for it. I personally don't think I'm going to be summoning just because I don't have any Mulligora right now. I just have 0 Mulligora, and I just summoned a ton of ML5s, and I want to focus on those first. So I think I'm just going to let Pavel slip me by. He hasn't been one of my favorite male units. I've been really hoping for Eligos or Cowrick instead. So, but yeah, that's about it I can say about him. So I wish you luck. Let me know if you're gonna summon for him. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you folks later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.